Hello everyone, I am Will, and welcome back to my playthrough of Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Yep. Last we left off, we did the Dragon Shrine. Yep, Dragon Shrine. Yeah, we started off at the bonfire at the beginning, where we encountered Aldia. Yep. We started there, we just kind of made our way up. Yep. The main thing with the Dragon Shrine is that each little section there's an enemy, a big enemy known as a Drake Keeper. Yeah, the big guy in black armor and very similar to the old knights. Yeah, and so there's those guys at every certain intervals surrounded by Dragon Knights. Yep, and the Dragon Knights are there just to make sure you perform an honorable duel with the Drake Keeper. Just kind of test you to see if you're good enough to make it up to the ancient dragon at the end. So that's kind of what we did. Just kind of went through the various Drake Keepers all the way up to the ancient dragon. Yep. The first Drake Keeper was a shield and sword user. Yep. So we dealt with him. Immediately off to the right of him, there was almost like a little ruined room with a chest containing a few bonfire ascetics. I think there's like 3 of them in there. Yeah, something I don't use, but they're there if you want them. Yep. And before going up the stairs, there's actually beneath the stairs, there was a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Yep, the Pharaoh's Lockstone. That revealed a wall, revealing a chest containing the Judgments set. Yeah, it's the partner set that Cromwald was wearing. And it just makes reference to a goddess of sin that was forgotten about long ago, but it's the partner set from Dark Souls 1 that Cromwell uses. Yep, so you get that under the stairs. Yep. And then after that, we went up the stairs, past the Dragon Knights, because I had no need to fight them. Because it's not really worth it. Well, you can fight them. They will drop their weapons and their shields. And they can also drop dragon scales, which are used to progress a covenant in the dragon, I think it's the Dragon Remnant Covenant. It's basically a Dragon Warrior Covenant, but they drop them pretty rarely, and they're pretty tough, so they're not quite worth it. I mean, I did farm them just to get their weapons and their shields, but I'm not going to use them for the dragon scales. There's a different enemy in mind that I'll do that for that, but yeah, so I kind of left the Dragon Knights alone. I just focused on the Drake Keepers. And so we went up the stairs to the next little bout. That was a Drake Keeper with the Great Hammer. Yep. He's of the Drake Keepers, I believe he is the hardest. Well, he's actually the second hardest in my opinion. Yeah. He has more health than the other 2. He has very little downtime between his combos, so he can definitely be a challenge. But yeah, so luckily we dealt with him pretty okay. Yep. And then after that, we had 2 ways forward. We can either go left up a set of stairs, or we can press forward or straight ahead to progress deeper into the shrine. We ended up going left up the stairs, where we found a chest, and we were invaded by the Forlorn. Yep. I wasn't sure. I didn't realize they invaded that far down. I didn't think they would invade up in Dragon Shrine, but apparently they do. Yeah, so we got invaded by the Forlorn. Instead of switching over to our spear and a stone ring on, I decided to fight him with the mace, and that was not a good idea. So we did die. Yeah, he did kill us, unfortunately, but oh well. Oh well. Yeah, so we started back at the bottom, worked our way back up, yep, back to where we were invaded by the Forlorn. He didn't invade this time, so we were able to loot the nearby chests. The wood chest next to the stairs, I think he just had a petrified dragon bone or something like that. I think it was an upgrade material of some kind. Yep, let's see, I'm trying to remember where we went. I think we went across a little bridge, up a little stairs, which a little overhang. I'm pretty sure that had a dragon scale on that corpse up there. There's some Dragon Knights. Again, we decided to leave them alone. I'm trying to remember what else was there. That wasn't the drop down, no. I'm trying to remember what else was up there. There was something there. Unless that just brought us back to... I don't quite remember, but... There might have been another chest with another item, but I don't quite remember. I forgot, I'm sorry. It's either we did a jump across to something or we did a drop down. I don't remember, but... We ended up going back on the main path past the Drake Keeper with the hammer. We took the forward path after that. Went up some stairs, encountered our third Drake Keeper. This one had the Ultra Great Sword. Yep. He's not too bad. He has little health, but he can hit pretty hard. And apparently, even if you block, his overhead chops can still hit behind your shield, so you can still get damage that way. So he's a bit trickier, but he doesn't have much health, so he's easily dispatched. And instead of pressing forward through the door he was guarding, we did a drop down again to another chest. This one, trying to remember what that contained. In Dark Souls 2, I think it was the washing pole, but it changed to something else. It's like a petrified something, I believe. No, that was later on. God, I don't quite remember. I'm sorry. I know there's a chest. We looted it for something, and we went through a little walkway towards a fourth Drake Keeper. This one had a war pick and the Great Shield of Glory. Wait, yes, that's right. The chest. Well, was it in the chest, or was it on that corpse? Now I'm getting confused, because there was a lot of chests there. One of the chests had a Drake Keeper Great Shield. I'm pretty sure that was the one we got past where the Forlorn invaded us. Was that the one that we dropped down onto? Oh man, I'm sorry, but anyway, we picked up the Drake Drake Keeper Great Shield off one of the chests. We took on the Drake Keeper with the War Pick and the Great Shield of Glory. In my opinion, he's the hardest one just because he uses his shield offensively. He doesn't just sit behind his shield. He'll actually bash with it and all that stuff. So he makes him a lot more dangerous than the others. Because his Great Shield hits, they do a lot of stagger, they hit pretty hard, and he doesn't have a lot of recovery afterwards, so he can follow it up pretty quickly in your staggered state, and you can get two-shot if you're not careful. Yes, but luckily we did take care of him. And there was one solitary Dragon Knight. I think we took care of that Dragon Knight just to kind of show you how tough they could be. And past him was a corpse with, I think a Skeptic Spice and something else, like a soul, I believe. Yep. And then we went through the stone door that that particular Drake Keeper was guarding. Yeah, it was a stone door with a little mural above it. Yep. And once we went through the doorway, there was a chest containing the third dragon ring. Yep. It's the strongest dragon ring, provides the most health, endurance, and equip load, but also has like only 20 durability, so it's very easily broken. Yep. And once we walked through that doorway, we were invaded by Dragon Fang Villard, I believe it's called. Yeah. He was at the top of the stairs guarding the petrified egg. So we ran up the stairs, took care of Dragon Fang Villard, looted the petrified egg. Yep, there was a chest behind the little altar that contained the egg. That contained the petrified something. We did one drop down, which another chest. Trying to remember what that contained. It contained something. I'm trying to remember. It was something pretty good if I remember right. I don't remember. Man, there's a lot of chests. It's been a day or two, and I don't remember. I don't know. I should look over my videos again, but whatever. We looted something pretty important, or pretty... I don't want to say important, but definitely worth it. Anyway, yep. And then we did another drop down, bring us back to where we fought the Drake Keeper with the Ultra Greatsword. Went through that doorway, came to the main stairwell, or the last stairs leading up to the Ancient Dragon, and one final duel-type bout. Yep, the staircase lined with a ton of Drake Knights on either side, and your opponent is a single, almost like a phantom-looking Dragon Knight with dual great swords. Yep. Yeah, so we took care of him. He was pretty tough. He was pretty tough. He could do a lot of damage, but slow and steady wins the race. So we took care of him. He doesn't respawn, so once you take care of the Drake Knight with the twin great swords, he's gone. You don't have to worry about him again. So we dealt with him, and just past him was the Ancient Dragon. Yep. So we talked with it. It provided the Ashen Mist Heart, and then we went and decided to provoke him. Yep. So we fought the Ancient Dragon. Yep. Not terribly hard. It could definitely be challenging if you're not quite sure what you're doing. Well, mainly because he hits really hard, and if you don't have the proper defenses, he can one-hit you no matter what. Especially, particularly from his breath attacks. But we employed the what's the right word? We just kind of stabbed between his toes. Yep. We utilized the toe strat. Yep. You get up, get between his big toe and his other toe, hit a few times, wait for him to stomp, run over to his other foot, wait for him to kind of like reset himself, swing a few times, and at that point he should prioritize another stomp. Yep. So once he does the other stomp, run back to the other foot, wait for him to reset, swing a few times, and again he should prioritize the foot stomp, and we just went back and forth like that. Yeah, the thing with the Ancient Dragon is that he has almost 20,000 HP, and we're only dealing like 300 damage, so it's just an endurance fight. Yeah, and every now and then he'll fly up, hover a bit to breathe fire straight down onto the arena. At that point, you just kind of look for his tail, run towards it, kind of stay off center, because he does have a hitbox when he lands, and if you're underneath him or his tail, it'll get hit, and it does a big chunk of damage. So yeah, so once if he flies up, avoid the breath. When he comes back down, just book it back towards his back toes, and just kind of rinse and repeat. Yeah, so we could have gone him first try, but I got greedy. I wanted to switch over to my soul increasing equipment, and while trying to fiddle with the menus, that we got blasted. Yep. We got hit by his fire, and then he landed on us. So we did die to him, unfortunately, but that was on me. So we just kind of ran all the way back up past all the Drake Keepers back to the Ancient Dragon fight. Yep. This time we had all of our soul increasing equipment already on, so we just kind of went in and fought. Again, between his toes, just kind of poke his toes, and then we finished him off. Yep. Yeah, because he drops, I think he has a base drop of 120,000 souls, if I remember right. And with all of our soul increasing gear, it like almost increased it by like 50%, so we got like almost 180,000 out of it. So that's definitely a good haul. Definitely a good haul. Yep. And he drops a Soul of a Giant, as well as a Petrified Dragon Bone. Yep. Which kind of lends credence to what Shalquar said. You know, to the east there's this colossal creature with strength to match, or at least something playing the part. Yeah. It's that last little line, something playing the part, and the fact that we saw in Aldous Keep that he was experimenting with giants, and the fact that the Ancient Dragon dropped a giant soul, just tells us that it may not be an actual dragon. It might be like a resurrected dragon or something to play the part. But yeah, so we killed it, got the giant soul, which was the real reason I fought it. And then after that, I think we went down back to Brightstone Sildora, because now that we had the Ashen Mist Heart, we could actually interact with the little dragon corpse at the other end of the Duke's Freya's boss arena. So we kind of made our way back to the boss arena of Duke's Dear Freya. At the back, there's now a like crystallized structure in the place where we embrace the Great Soul. And since we had the Ash Abyss Heart, we were able to dive into the memories of the dragon, or the dragon's memory. Yep. Pretty much brought us back to the dawn of the Age of Fire. Yep, during Gwyn's war with the ancient dragons, or the everlasting dragons. Yep. Yeah, because there was burnt like arch trees. It was dark gray, gray crags and all that stuff. Yeah, so we found the ancient dragon corpse. Interacting with it granted us the ancient dragon's soul, which was a proper great one's soul. Yep. Because it has the same image as the lost sinner and the king's soul and the rotten and all that. So I believe that was the soul we were embracing after the Duke's Dear Freya. But now that we have the actual soul. Yep. And then after that, I think we went to Artifacts to see what we could make from it. Checked with Stray just to make sure we couldn't make any spells from it. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's all we did. Yep. Just kind of finished up the Ancient Shrine, took on the Dragon Shrine, took on the Ancient Dragon, grabbed Petrified Egg, yep, and also grabbed the Ancient Dragon's Soul from the memory. Yep, and that was it. Oh, actually, no. The last thing we did is we went back to Majula. We talked with Kale, and apparently we killed all the required bosses to light all the fires on the map. Yeah, so there was 8 fires on the map. So when we talked to the Kale, he gave us his stuff. Yep, he gave us his helmet, his armor, and his shoes. So that kind of spared him from us killing him in order to do Sorcerer Navlaan's quest line. Yeah, so lucky for you, Kale, that you gave us your stuff. Yep, and that was it. That's all we did. And then between episodes, I went back to Dragon Shrine and farmed for the Drake Keeper's equipment, as well as some of the Dragon Knight's equipment. Yep. So I got the Drake Keeper armor set, got the Drake Keeper sword, which I have right here, the Ultra Great Sword, their hammer, their war pick, their shield. I still have to get the Great Shield of Glory from that one Drake Keeper. And from the Dragon Knights, I got their shield, their sword, their great axe, and all I need from them is their pickaxe, I believe. Yeah. So I went and got a bunch of stuff from the Dragon Shrine. Yeah, and those Drake Keepers with their soul increasing equipment, it gives like almost 3,000 souls a pop, and the Dragon Knights themselves give about the same. So we got a whole bunch of souls out of that. Oh yeah. And I also went back down into the Gulch to get some more Titanite chunks, just so I can upgrade its various stuff. So I did a lot of stuff between episodes, a lot of farming. Yep. So yeah, just farmed for equipment up in the Dragon Shrine, farmed for some upgrade materials, leveled up a bit with some extra souls, and that was it. That was it. Yep. And our equipment for today, at least starting off, this might change depending on the situation, but I have the Drake Keeper sword here to +10. It's probably one of my favorite straight swords in the game. It's got the broadsword moveset, so it's got a lot of slashing attacks. Wish I had a thrust, but oh well. It is pretty strong in its own right, so not going to complain. Yep. I do have it infused with the dark, because we will be taking on the giants in the giant memory, and they are weakest to dark. So we have a lot of dark damage on us. A dark weapon, dark orbs, dark weapon buff, that kind of stuff. So I have that. Our black bow, so we might need it. Defender shield +5. Although I do have the Dread Keeper shield +9, and it does have better resistances all around. It's probably just overall better, but a little less stability, a bit heavier. I don't know. I mean, I just like how the Defender shield looks. I'm all for looks in Dark Souls games. fashion over function. But I can always change it out, so for now we're just going to stick with the Defender Shield. Have the Sunset Staff, because again we're doing lots of hexing, lots of dark, and because the giants are weak to dark, so dark. Yep, go right through your ring of blades, although probably not the best with this weapon, but couldn't think of anything else right now. Clear bluestone for faster casts, more spell slots, because dark hexes take up spell slots like crazy. And I have the Thief's Mask, Grave Warden top, Strict gloves, and Imperious leggings. Pretty balanced setup. I think it looks pretty good with our Drake sword and shield. I like it. Yep, flasks, life gems. Got some poison knives just in case we need them against the giants. Again, dark arrows and poison arrows in case we need them. Here are my stats. I did have enough levels to boost our endurance up to 29. I think it was like 4 levels I put in. Yep. So now we're at the point where level ups cost over 100,000 souls. Yep. So leveling up after this point is going to be tricky, to say the least. But we will. I mean, we will level up some more, but not quite as much as we have been. All right. Looking pretty good. Yep, I have 3 copies of Dark Orb, a Dark Fog, Dark Weapon, Urine, and Fall Control. Yep. And Dark Orb is just going to be probably want to be a range damage dealer in the memories, for poison, to buff our weapon, to hopefully draw enemies away from us. Because there are going to be a few drop downs, so this just hopes we don't either die or take damage from it. Yep. All right. I think I rambled on long enough. Shall we get to it? Alright. So yeah, so the first thing we're actually going to do is we're going to do Sorcerer Navlaan's quest line. Yeah, so I have all the stuff needed to complete it. So we're going to give all this stuff to him, get all the rewards from it, and at that point he'll actually open up shop. So I do have enough souls just to kind of buy out his inventory once we do get it, because I will not be releasing him. There's no point in releasing him. It just makes it kind of annoying because he'll invade at really awkward spots. So we're just going to leave him in there. The only thing he'll drop is his hood, but we'll get that after completing the assassination quest line that he does. So there's no point in killing him or releasing him at that. And then after we talk with him, we're going to go into the giant's memories. But first things first, let's talk to Sorcerer Navlaan. Alright, my dude. Yep. And we have to be hollow in order for him to do his little assassination quest line. So if you come back to him human, he'll just tell you to go away. So we have to be hollow to continue his assassination line. But alright, Navlaan, I brought you the thing. The first thing he wants is the ladder miniature. Alright.
Fine work. This is my thanks. Take it.
Yep, and our first reward is the spelling ring.
Now let's discuss our next mark.
First things first, let's check out the ring. This is spelling ring. Increases magic, lightning, fire, and dark defense. Kind of a little universal ring. Looks like it boosts all resistances by 60. It's actually not that bad. It's actually probably a pretty good one to have. I mean, I won't mind, but yeah, we'll put it on. Actually, it's a pretty good ring. Definitely worth getting. Alright. And what's next on the list? Oh, Navlaan.
I want you to kill one more. Your target will be Kale, the man who's drafting that map. While I was trapped in here, he touched me, that maniac, like I was some rare specimen. He wore a strange helm. Bring it back as proof.
Yes, your will be done.
Yes, I knew I could count on you. Perhaps this will slake my thirst.
Alright, Navlaan, that's actually kind of interesting. It said that Kale touched him while he was imprisoned, like he was some sort of specimen. Which means that Kale was up here, past the king's door at some points. Wow, like how did he get through the door if it's locked by the king's ring? Unless he was up here from the get-go. Or maybe he found like another passageway through. That's interesting. But yeah, this was the particular target I was worried about, because in order for Kale to give you stuff, you have to light up the map, and you basically have to complete most of the game in order before he gives it to you. So I was a little hesitant on killing him at first, but you already got it from him, so yeah, that's why we're doing this now. Alright, Navlaan, I have his helmet.
Fine work. This is my thanks. Take it.
And he gives us a simpleton's spice. Okay.
Now let's discuss our next mark.
Alright, what's our next mark?
I want you to kill one more. Your target is Felkin the Hexer. As proof, bring me that peculiar scepter of his. What do you say?
Your will be done.
Yes, very good. But he will be formidable. Be cautious.
Yeah, when he says formidable, because yeah, Felkin Hexer is pretty powerful, but luckily, all you need is 20 intelligence, 20 faith, and he'll just give you the staff. Yeah, you can kill him if you want it, but we took the easy way, because we have it right here. Yeah, luckily, none of the items are lost when you do this quest line. You just have to have them in their inventory for him to give you his stuff. So, all right, Navlaan, we have the staff right here.
Fine work. This is my thanks. Take it.
We get the Forbidden Sun Pyromancy.
Now let's discuss something of importance.
Alright. Before that, let's check out the Pyromancy. Probably the best Pyromancy projectile. Yeah, here it is. Forbidden Sun. Yep. Pyromancy developed in Aldean rites. Fires a giant fireball with a widely encompassing explosion. What could possibly justify such excessive destructive power? In all likelihood, the madmen of Aldea never even questioned the need. Nope, they did not. They didn't care about the end result or the whys and the hows. They just say, "Can we do it?" Yep. So, again, it's probably the best projectile pyromancy in the game. Yep. I love it. It does take 3 slots, but yeah, we can do that. That's no problem. Alright, Navlaan, what's the next target?
You could kill a dozen like that, and it wouldn't matter. I want you to kill someone of import. I want you to kill the girl in Majula, known as the Muse. They say that she is the last firekeeper, but they say a lot of things. That she's a gentle shepherd, lighting the way for you cursed fools. Nonsense. Once she is dead, I will have no regrets, and I will be content to remain here, The girl will have a peculiar feather. Bring it to me. Now go along.
Your will be done. Yeah, so basically this last target is for you to kill the Emerald Herald, also known as the Muse, or possibly the last Firekeeper, somehow. Even though we know that there's 4 of them in the world that we know of. Yeah, but pretty interesting stuff there. A shepherd of accursed ones. But you know, they say a lot of things. Yeah, again, you can kill her. She will drop the aged feather, but it'll kind of lock you out of leveling up for a while. Yeah, 'cause I'm pretty sure, like other NPCs, you can bring her back through her gravestone briefly, but until then, you're kind of stuck without leveling up. So yeah, this last one I tend to not do until I actually go into the Dragon Ares, where she'll just give you the aged feather. Yeah, so now that we have the aged feather, we don't have to kill her. So, alright, Navlaan, we have your feather. What do you got for us?
Yes, that's the feather. Good. Oh, that is very good. Your reward. Take it.
And he gives us Unleash Magic. Alright. Yep. Considering he knows about the feather, he's seen her before. Either she came to him like he sees now, or he's been out there, or, well, yeah, so he knows about the Emerald Herald. He probably knows about her origins or all that stuff. Because the aged feather. Yeah, child of the dragon, sequestered away from the world. Yep. So she's a child of the dragons, last of the firekeepers. And since Navlaan knows about her, did she come from here? From Aldea's Keep, maybe? There's a lot of dragons in here. There's dragon skeletons. And since we know Aldea's been experimenting on giants, maybe he was experimenting on dragons and firekeepers, for all we know. There's also... I was reading somewhere in one of these hexes. I think it was this one? Yeah, it's an esoteric spell created by Navlaan. This guy right here. The infamous exiled sorcerer. The heretic Navlaan was executed along with his entire village, and the mere utterance of his name became a crime. Some say it was because he sought to restore the banned art of resurrection. So basically someone, air quotes, killed Navlaan, but stowed him away here into Aldea's Keep. To put him to work? Probably. Or to lock him up? Probably. But the fact that he was working on resurrection, and then we found the ancient dragon up in Dragon Shrine that's something playing the part. Maybe he kind of succeeded? You know, kind of in a certain point of view, maybe? He brought the ancient dragon back to life, but it may not have been the same ancient dragon, but I think he succeeded to some extent, and that's probably what broke him, because he found out something too great for his mind. Yep. Oh, Navlaan. Yeah, very interesting character. Very, very interesting lore surrounding him. But that should have been the last of his little assassination quests. I think he should be done with that now. And they should give us his sets as well as access to his merchant inventory. Alright. Am I right, Navlaan? Are we done?
What do you require? You've been good to me. Go on. Tell me what you need.
Alright. Yeah, Royal Sorcerer Navlaan. He's not just a sorcerer, but a royal sorcerer. And by that, he's probably a sorcerer of the king's court. Yeah. which means either King Vendrick knows about what Navlaan was doing, or he lent him to his brother Aldia, probably with an idea of what he's going to do. So yeah, Navlaan. But if we talk to him, he should give us his stuff.
These are for you.
He gives us the Chaos set.
Don't mind the specks of blood.
The Chaos set is what he's wearing. The headpiece increases intelligence and cast speed, I believe. Yep. So it's a very good headpiece for sorcerers and the like. Alright. Anything else?
Now I am at peace. I will sit here and watch the world turn.
It's going to watch the world turn, yeah.
Now I am at... I will...
Alright. And now he's a merchant. He sells the astrologer set, as well as the riches set, which you already have from the Gutter Denizen, but he has the Black Witch hat. Yep. Hat worn by astrologists of Melfia. Astrologists believe that magical powers can be obtained at moments of special heavenly alignment. Even the collective wisdom of the Melfian Magic Academy cannot pull magic out of the sky, but the ideas of the astrologists led to the creation of new and very useful magic devices. And so they believe you can gain power through the stars, through astrology. Yep. But they cannot pull magic out of the sky, but their ideas led to some useful devices, huh? We'll buy those. I'm pretty sure this moon hat here increases intelligence by, I think, 2. So it's a pretty decent headpiece. So we already have these, but now we have the Black Witch hat. Worn by Zuli the Witch, seducer of Alva the Wayfarer. Allows the attunement of an extra spell. It provides what's +1 to attunement slots. And when Zuli the Witch learned of Alvia's dedication to Saint Serata, she used all manner of tricks and deceit to ruin him. But in the end, she would spend her life with him, supporting his endeavors. Yeah, the witch, as unloving as she was unloved, finally found illumination through her blighted existence. Yep. Now we have the full Black Witch set. And then you have the Thunder Quartz ring +2. Yep. Just the highest thunder resistance ring. He sells a bunch of great arrows for some reason. Though we don't have a great, well, we do have one great bow, maybe 2, but I don't use great arrows or great bows in general, so not for me. He's got dragon charms, which we can get from the Drake Keepers. Got Crimson Waters, which we can get from the Shrine Maidens in the Shrine of Amada. Bonfire Aesthetics, which we can get from the Dark Chasm of Old. So we could buy them, but you have Great Magic Weapon and Strong Magic Shield, so again, we already have those, but we can always get more. Alright. We'll just buy this stuff out. Yeah. I don't care for aesthetics, so you can keep them. Alright.
Now, Emmett, I will find what you wanted.
Why, yes, we did. Alright. So that's Sorcerer Navlaan. Let's become human and talk to him again. We might have something different now, but... Alright, Navlaan. You got something else from your Dr. Hyde or Dr. Jekyll? Yeah, Dr. Jekyll.
I haven't said anything strange, have I? I have absolutely no intention of leaving here. Do not attempt to help me. Just let me sit here and wither quietly away.
Yeah, if he just wants Be left alone, confined in a spot, to do no harm to others. Yeah. There's that split personality of Sorcerer Navlaan.
Please, just leave me alone. Please, please, please.
Alright, so we'll just leave him alone. So I think if you do release his confinements, you do talk to him while human, he might be a merchant for you, but again, I don't recommend releasing him because it's not worth it. We already got his stuff, so. Alright. So now we have it. There's the witch's hat. There's that extra attunement slot. Where's his chaos headpiece? I think it's down here somewhere. Here it is. Yep. There's the +3 to intelligence, as well as the increase in cast speed. Yep. Hood worn by a chaos sorcerer. The man claims to have sealed himself away, but who's ever heard of sentient magic? It is no doubt difficult to judge the veracity of the man's words, but his hood certainly seems to possess a unusual power. Yep. Kind of like a little blindfold on it. And calls himself Navlaan now. So he calls himself Navlaan now, but what was he before that? Yep. Chaos robes. Man, they do look pretty cool. I will say that. Actually kind of works. We can make that work. Do like the little, like almost like a gold embellishment on it, the little embroidery. Not really embroidery, but the trim. Trim's the right word. The Drake Warriors. Alright. That looks pretty cool. Our Brave Warning stuff back on. Yeah, they just have little sides to them. Alright. There's the Moon Hood. There it is. Okay, increases intelligence by 2. Now that's a hat you see in Fantasia. Ba-bum, 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 ba-bum. Here's the robe. We can make that work too. Just need to find the right grease for that and it should work. That's it with the Drake Warriors. Alright, so that's Sorcerer Navlaan and his little assassination quest line. Yep. Yeah, I always do that quest line just for the Forbidden Sun pyromancy, if anything else. Because that pyromancy is really, really good. But, yep, so now we're done with him. We don't have to deal with him ever again. But alright. What was I going to do next? There was something I was going to do. What was I going to do? I think we're just going to do the Giant's Memories. Alright. So the first one is... should be over here. So we'll do at least one of them. Maybe not all of them, but we'll do one of them for sure. Oh. What we can do? Well, yes, that's right. Because now that we have the Ashen Mist Heart, we can actually go to the Undead Crypt and check with Vendrick's little equipment. We'll do that right now. We'll do that real quick. So I wonder if he has other dialogue. But yeah, because we can talk to him now, or we can go to his memories anyway. And he'll have additional stuff for after refining the crowns. Alright, so we're just gonna kind of run past everything. It's not the best idea, but we're just gonna do it. Yeah, we hit the thing, so... oh well. Just gonna wait for them to come up. Alright, so now we just have to hopefully not get spotted by those ghosts. Though we probably will, and I'd rather not fight them if I can. We got spotted. And by the CN Knights. Hopefully they can't come through here. Okay, yeah. Okay, there's their little, really, you guys can come in, huh? Nope. Alright, so that's your leash. That's fine. Wow. Should have been like your friend and left me alone. Oh, but... Alright, so the only reason we came down here is because we can actually interact with his armor. We're not going to fight him. We don't have enough giant souls to make it really worth it. But since we have the Ashen Mist Heart, we can delve into his memories. Memory of the King. Yep. Okay, you can't reside very long in memories. If you try to attack him, you get booted. If you try to leave, you get booted. So, we're just here to talk to him. Get to the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, King Vendrick.
Seeker of fire. Coveter of the throne. I am Vendrick, ruler of Drangelic.
Yes, you are. Oops. Let me get off your sword there.
As flame rises, so does it fade. Such is the way of things. Do you intend to link the fire? Then you must first take the throne. Prove your worth. Find the ancient crowns. Seek adversity, and they will be yours. And your wishes granted.
To take the throne, you must first find the ancient crowns. Which is what he did. He did find the other crowns. He conquered Sholva, he conquered the Brune Tower, he conquered Ilium Lois, although I'm not quite sure about the last one. He might have tried, but I don't think he ever did. I know he did the Brune Tower for sure, and Sholva. But anything else?
And your wishes granted.
Alright. So that's all I was going to say for now, huh? If you Seeker of Fire, Coveter of the Throne. Yep. If you wish to take the throne, seek the ancient crowns. Alright, so he'll have more for us after we defeat him, get his crown. He'll have more stuff for us. And we'll also have some more stuff as we beat the DLCs, but until then, that's all he has. Yep. King Vendrick. And come up here to exit the memories. Yep. You see a brief glimpse of Velstadt. And look back at the crypt. Alright. A brief little side trek to meet the king. Yep. Alright. So now that we did that, let's go to the Forest of Giants and do our first Giant's Memory. The first two I'm not going to do in any particular order. The last one's going to be the one past the King's Gate, because that has the Giant Lord. But the first one I'm going to go to is this one over here in the courtyard. Mainly because it's probably the... well, I wouldn't say it's the hardest one to get, but... I don't know. There's this one over here in the courtyard, and there's the one past Pursuer's Pursuer's boss arena. But we'll do this one over here first. Just cause. Alright. Dropping items for us, huh? Okay. Life gem? We'll definitely take that. I mean, we'll say no to a life gem. Yeah, the only reason we're not one-shotting these soldiers is because they're actually pretty resistant to dark. So... didn't throw it far enough. Ow, my ears. Alright, well, that's what we wanted. Take care of him. Take care of these guys. Soldier gauntlets, no thanks. Right. So this is our first giant memory. I forget who he is. We'll find out when we get there, but... Alright, giant memory. Let's go. Yeah, the memories are kind of odd. Yep. Memories of Vammar. Yep. Can't reside for very long. Yep. Yeah, because we're not quite... Ooh. Yeah, this during the War of the Giants, when they crossed the sea and attacked the Drangelic. Yep. So we're going to see some giants. Hey! This is Captain Drummond? We have his armor set. The Drangelic, what's it called? Drangelic mail, yeah. Captain Drummond. Yep, this is him. What's up, man?
What are you doing here? You are not one of our soldiers, and I don't take you for a mercenary. Whoever you are, this is no battle to involve yourself in. Whether you are guided by bravery or brashness, this is no place for you.
What are we talking about? This is conflict. We thrive on conflict. That's how we get souls, by the way. Alright. Anything else?
I am Drummond, and the Lord has placed this fort in my hands. Whoever you are, I forgive your trespass, but leave this place immediately. Just mention my name, and no man will challenge your exit. And even if you don't, by now, my men have not the will to resist.
Yeah, because they're too busy dealing with the giants, or they're getting crushed as these bodies show. Anything else?
Soon, the giants will descend upon this fort. It is revenge for the kingdom's misguided barbarism. The venerable lord built this kingdom to bring prosperity to his subjects. What has transformed him so, I cannot imagine.
It was his queen. Yep, his queen is the one who kind of nudged him in certain directions. Yep.
Long ago, the king crossed the seas, pillaged the land of giants, and brought back a prize. It was then that the golems materialized. The giants are no ordinary barbarians. A singular rage burns within their hearts. My father and his father both fought the giants on this very land. The giants have wills of steel. They cannot find it within themselves to forgive the misdeeds of our Lord.
Well, that's some serious transgression. To cross the land to steal a prize, and then for the giants to rage what is almost a centuries-long war against Drangelic. Sheesh. His father and his father before him.
Did you see him? That towering monster among them. That is most certainly their king. He will be a thing to topple. Even if I should die trying. My blade may break, my arrows fall wide, but my will shall never be broken. Those who live by the sword will die by it. And I, Drummond, won't go down without drawing mine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we found your little equipment and your sword, so you did fought to the end, that's for sure.
Be gone with you. This fort will soon fall. Be gone before the giants are entirely upon us.
We learn gesture. Hurrah!
Be gone with you. Be gone.
Alright. So that's Captain Drummond, yeah. So, now that we talked to him, we could actually summon him for the Giant Lord's fight. And just talking with him kind of took up our time here in the memory. So you can see it's fading to black. Yeah, there it goes. You don't have long in the memory, so we're definitely going to take more than one pass through each one. Yeah, so we'll have to do several passes, probably 2 or 3 times, just to make sure we get everything. But yep, so our first pass was just to talk with Drummond. And so again, we now that we talked with him, we can actually summon him for the Giant Lord's fight. And now that when we do defeat the Giant Lord, if we come back here and talk with him, he should give us his helmet once we kill the Giant Lord. But we'll see. Yeah, well, we will get it. We will get it, but we can also summon him for the Giant Lord. But that we'll see. Alright, so since we already talked with the captain, we can just ignore him from the beginning and go through the rest of it. I do like this cutscene, so I'm just going to watch it again. The fading into the memory like that. Yep. We're not quite just delving into the memories. We're actually like time traveling into the past of. It's kind of weird. Yeah, because once we get to the Giant Lord, I could probably talk a bit more about that, because that's the most obvious effect of the memories and time travel and all that. But through the door. Ah! Giant come busting out. Pretty tanky enemies. But again, they're weakest to the dark, so as long as you have like a dark weapon or a dark sorcery, you should be fine. Here, a fire seed we don't really need. Hopefully get them poisoned. There we go. Yep. See, Dark Orb did a number on him, so... He's like a little pyromancer type enemy. He'll throw pyromancers at you, he could poison you with his arms. But I'm pretty sure it's toxic. Not just straight poison, but actual toxic. Yep. So I should probably have that on our bar just in case. Alright, fire past them. Let's set up here, there's an item up here. And the soldier. Don't mind if I do. Courtyard, just past them. We got a bunch of fighting, just kind of ignore what you can. Just don't ignore them. Put up the ladder first. I was hoping you would focus on the soldiers, not me. Thought there was something up here, but I guess not. Which is fine. I mean, we could just do this. Just take pot shots. Poison should kill these two guys. I thought there was something up there, that's why I kind of went up there, but you just kind of run through this little... If you get souls, they drop equipment, shards, items. Giant warrior club. Nice. We'll take our time to stop, look around. So we're in a different part of the fort that's not ruined yet, so we can actually take our time. Ladder up. We'll go this way first. And this is another way out. Actually, our end goal is actually up there. We'll skip it for now because there's a giant elite up there, and I don't want to fight him just yet. There, it's thinning, so we'll have to do probably another pass just in case, or just make sure. Here, grab this. Great hero and a bonfire aesthetic. Okay. Ow. It's actually probably a good spot to, tangle him. Ow. Oh, chest. Let's grab the chest real quick. No. I thought I had enough time. Alright, so now we know where we need to go. So now all we have to do is grab... Ooh, don't... Alright, it doesn't look... Enemies might respawn, but it doesn't look like our spells get restored. But now we have a game plan. Just kind of take care of those first giants. Don't go up the ladder. Run past all the fighting. Grab the chest. And then we have to take on a giant elite, which shouldn't be too hard, because we can poison him and just smack him with Dark Orb. But... Alright. Hopefully this should be the last run through. I do love this cutscene. Can let it play all the time. you just fade into mist as you delve into his memory, or to his past, which is kind of weird. Or maybe we were part of the memory. We were just kind of recreating our steps in the past that we had. Because for all we know, we could have been a soldier under Vendrick. Now you ran out of range. Hi-ya! Yes, you can get headshots on these guys by hitting their face. That's why we're doing extra damage. Because their little heads, their heads is the weak spot. So if you do hit it, you get like I think 50% more damage. But alright, just ignore these guys. Just run. This big guy's attention didn't once. Over there, sir. Probably gonna get hit anyway, but yeah, here he comes. Chest containing petrified something. Don't mind if I do. Just ignore him. All we have left is this last elite giant up here. Wherever he's guarding at that. See? Rouge water. So we're going to come up here. We're going to poison fog. It's fine. I'm not used to fighting these guys, so I'm going to be a little. I thought he was going to do more damage than that, but... Great hero and a torch, and our reward for the memory... A soul of a giant. Yep. You get one soul of a giant for each memory. Got one more item over here. Radiant gem. Don't mind if I do. I can aim. I don't think I have enough range, but... Nah, I don't have enough range. Alright, never mind. I think that's everything for this particular memory. This one's not very long, but... So once we're done, let's come over here, examine, and we'll fade out. And that should be all for that memory. Again, we'll come back once we defeat the giant lord, but until then, we're done with the memory. There is one more, but do I want to do that just yet? I'm trying to think real quick. The other one's a bit more involved, so I don't know if I want to do this episode. You know what? Actually, we'll just call it up to right here. Yeah, because it's quite there's going to be quite a number of things I want to do next episode after we do the Giant's Memories. But yeah, so this one, I'm going to call it right here. We'll take it easy for this episode. Yeah, so basically we just did the Royal Sorcerer Navlaan's little assassination quest line. Yeah, that's the first thing we did this episode. So while we were hollowed, we went back to Sorcerer Navlaan. We turned in his first assassination assignment he gave us when we were in the Aldea's Keep, which was to bring him the ladder miniature from Gilligan. Yep. So as long as we have these well, I'll say his target items in our inventory, he'll count it as quest complete. So you don't actually have to kill all his targets. You just have to get their little particular item from them. You can kill the targets to get their items, but I decided to wait, or at least do the alternative way to get them. So with the ladder miniature, all you have to do is just find Gilligan and buy it from him. Yep. So we showed Sorcerer Navlaan that we had the ladder miniature. He said thank you, and he gave us... what did he give us? Wow, what did he give us? Wow, it wasn't that long ago, but he oh, I forgot to turn this in. You know what? We'll actually go do that right now. That's actually a good thing to end. Wow, I'm not saying, hey, we're gonna call an episode. Wait, I forgot to do this. That's what I was forgetting to do. I want to turn this in so I can get this ready. And we turn it in with Marigold, the Traveler. Alright, so I'm gonna run to him. So. Alright, Marigold. We got something for you.
What is that? A petrified egg? From the shrine? Fantastic. Might you give it to me? I'm fascinated by it. I'm begging you.
Give petrified egg? Yes, we will. Giving him the petrified egg unlocks the Dragon Revenant Covenant. Yes, I think it's a PvP covenant where you give him dragon scales to rank up in the covenant. You can farm those offline, again with the Dragon Knights up in the shrine, but with the Sunken Crown DLC, there's another enemy there that will drop dragon scales as well. So we're actually going to get it from them, because I find the Dragon Knights to be a bit annoying. I also think they drop it less frequently than the ones in the Sunken Crown, but I'm just gonna give him the egg.
Very kind of you. This thing is amazing. Could it be a dragon egg? I feel invigorated just by holding it.
You can now join the Dragon Remnants.
Well, you again.
So now we can enter the Covenant. Or we can offer him dragon scales, but we're going to enter the Covenant. Yep. Get the Ancient Dragon Seal and the Dragon Eye. Yep. We can also offer scales to increase the Covenant. I don't think you have anything new after giving him the scales, no.
There's good iron in these parts, but a few pliers, at least. Alright. Very well. No pressure.
That's Marigold. And we got a ring. Yep, Covenant Ring for would-be dragons. Ring of the Dragon Remnant Covenant. Slightly increases Estus Flask HP recovery. I think it just provides like 50 additional HP restored, so it's not amazing, but it's something. Listing a dragon scale is proof of its owner's prowess. Strength should always be displayed boldly, and meted out justly. Members of the Covenant who bear dragon scales can fight with one another. The survivor of the duel claims the dragon scale of the opponent. Yep, you put your, I think it's a, you put down your summon sign, you can be summoned for a duel. If you both fight, the winner gets a dragon scale. Though I think we need 30 dragon scales to get to the rank 3 covenant. So it's going to be a bit before we do that. And we also got, so we got the dragon seal and a Wow. And a dragon eye. Yep. Invade a world with a dragon scale. Yep. If our human flesh is our greatest weakness, then those who seek a form that imitates the ancient dragons are the true vanguards. Yep. Invade a world with a dragon scale to claim the scale for its master. Or from its master. Yep. So as long as the other player has a dragon scale, you will invade and you'll try to claim it from them. Whether it actually takes it from the player's inventory, I don't think so, but yeah, just having a dragon scale on us will put us be a target. Yep. Okay. Alright. So that was the last thing I actually wanted to do. At least that I remember anyway. I probably remember something along the way, but for now that's everything. So hit up Majula real quick. Well, we'll go to Majula and then we'll call it an episode. Alright, and with that, I'm going to call an episode. Yep, we started the the Giant's Memories, yep. But the first thing we actually did again was went to Royal Sorcerer Navlaan. Yeah, where we did his assassination quest line. Yeah. Again, in order to do his quest line, you have to be hollow, and he has to still be trapped in his little prison, if you want to call it that. So we already started his little quest line, or assassination line, when we went through Aldia Keep. His first target was Laddersmith Gilligan. Yep. Laddersmith Gilligan. For that, he wanted us to bring the ladder miniature from him. Yeah. So you can either kill Gilligan for it, because he will drop it if you kill him. Otherwise, you just kind of talk to him and buy it from him. So that's what we did. We bought the miniature from him when we met him in Earthen Peak. Yeah. So all you have to do is just go to Navlaan, just show that you have the item in your inventory. You don't have to kill the corresponding NPC. You just have to have the item in your inventory. Yep. So we showed him the ladder miniature. He said, "Excellent work," and he gave us the Dispelling Ring. Yep. A ring that boosts all of our non-physical resistances, our fire, our magic, lightning, and dark, by 60 points apiece. I'm pretty sure you can wear these. You can still wear the corresponding element. Yeah. So you can have like a flame quartz ring and this on to further boost your, say, like fire defense. So it's a really good ring. So you might have it on here and there, but. So we got the Dispelling Ring, talked to him again, and he gave us his next target. His next target was Kale the Cartographer. Yep. And this time he wanted us to bring Kale's helmet. Because apparently, the only reason he wants him dead is because he touched him. Like he was some sort of rare experiment. A rare specimen. Yeah, so luckily Kale gave us his helmet last episode, so we didn't have to kill him for it. So we showed it to Navlaan. He said, "Excellent work," and he gave us a simpleton spice. Yep. Probably representing that Kale is his simpleton. But so he gave us that. We asked him our next target. He said our next target was Falcon the Outcast. Yep, and he wanted us to bring his staff, his sunset staff. Yep. So again, we already got it from Falcon because we had 20 intelligence and 20 faith. So we just talked to Falcon, he gave us the staff. We went to Sorcerer Navlaan, he said, "Here's the staff." He said, "Excellent work." And then he gave us the Forbidden Sun Pyromancy. Yep. One of the strongest projectile pyromancy in the game. It's really powerful. I mean, I think you can hit it, you can get the damage up to into the thousands with that thing. So it's definitely worth doing his assassination quest line. That's probably the main reason why I do it every playthrough, just to have a copy of that. But and so we got the Forbidden Sun. Then we asked him what's the next target. and he said, "The Emerald Herald, or the Muse, or the Last Firekeeper." Yeah. And he asked for us to bring her unique, peculiar feather, yeah, which is the aged feather. So again, you could kill her for it, although I pretty wouldn't really recommend it. Although she can be revived at a gravestone, it's still going to take a little while for her to show up. If she shows up at all, I'm not too sure if she does. I'm pretty sure she does, but it's best not to do that. I wouldn't recommend it, but once you get to the Dragon Ares, she will just give you the aged feather. So we already had it, so we didn't have to kill her. So we went back to Navlaan, showed him the feather, and he said, "Good work." And he gave us the Unleash Magic Sorcery, which I don't think I showed. Yeah, Unleash Magic. 58 intelligence. Oof. Yep. Boosts magic within the body beyond even your own limits, but at great cost to HP. The terrible deeds carried out in Aldea led to the unintentional birth of several shadowy things, all of them eerily malformed. Yep. Basically, just boosts your magic attack power. So it's actually pretty good, although I'm not sure how much health it takes because I never actually used it myself. But so we have that in case we want to use our sorceries anytime. Although we'll need to respec in order to actually use it, but oh well. So after that we said, "What's the next target?" He was like, "Nope, I'm good. I'm now satisfied. I can sit here in peace and just watch the world turn." So we talked to him again. His little menu is now available to us where we can buy items from him. You can talk to him. And once we talked to him after completing his assassination questline, he gave us his Chaos Sorcerer set, which the helmet in particular, or the hood in particular, is where it's at, because it boosts intelligence by 3, as well as increasing cast speed by, I think, like 5-ish%. But it's a very good sorcerer headpiece. So, yep. So after that, we went and checked out his little inventory to buy. So we bought the Astrologer set. Again, that headpiece provides 2 intelligence, as well as the Witch's Hat. Yep. Hat worn by Zuli the Witch, which provides an additional attunement slot. So that's there if we ever need it. Then we bought out his Dragon Charms, which he had 5. He had 5 Crimson Waters, which he bought out. He also sold the Thunder Quartz Ring +2. So I think now we have all of the +2 quartz rings. Yeah, there's +2 spell, +2 fire, lightning, dark. Yep. We have all those now. And I think he also sells Great Magic Weapon and Strong Magic Shield, which we didn't buy because we already had at least 2 copies of each. So we're pretty good on that front. And I think that was it. Yeah. Bought out the stuff we wanted, did his quest line, finished talking with him. And then after that, we went back into the Undead Crypt, just so we can go talk to the king. Yep. Because now that we have the Ashen Mist Heart, we can go to Vendrick's little armor on the ground. We can interact with it to delve into the memories of the king. Yep. So now we talked with him. He just basically said, we were the Seeker of Fire, cover of the throne. If you want to, what are his words? But he basically said if we want to claim the throne, we have to prove ourselves by gathering the crowns, the ancient crowns. Grab the ancient crowns. There was something else he said. I don't remember. He basically talked about, how, fire, fire will eventually fade. This is the way of the thing, the way of the world, all that stuff. Yeah, but he basically said, if you want to hit the throne, get the crowns. So that's basically all he has for us for now. He will have some more dialogue once we grab his crown, as well as a crown from the one of the DLCs. Yep, but until then, that's all he has to say. And then after that, we went to the memories of we went to the Forest of Giants to do one of the Giants' memories. Yep, we did the memory of Vammar. I think it's how you pronounce it. Yep, so we had to do a few trips through the memories just so we can get everything. Our first trip, we basically just encountered Captain Drummond, who was the commander of the fort over there during the Giants, or the War of the Giants. And so we talked with him a bit. We just kind of said, how the king went across the sea, brought back a prize, in air quotes, and after that, the golem suddenly materialized, and the giants came with a unified anger in their hearts, and it's been raging on for his father and his father's father. Yeah, so it's been going on for a while. It was also like how the king changed. Like, what could cause the king to change? And I'm like, it's the queen, baby. It's the queen. But he also just kind of told us to leave because otherwise the giants are gonna come upon him and all that stuff. But so we just kind of talked with him. We got the hurrah gesture from him. He'll have additional stuff for us after we defeat the giant lord, but that's going to be probably next episode. So, and after we talked with him, we were booted out of the memory because our timeline was up, which means we had to go back into the memory. This time we can run past Drummond. Took care of our first couple of giants. They are very weak to dark. Pretty okay against most other damage types, but if you want to fight them, use dark. So I took care of them, grabbed a fire seed, didn't really need to. There's a soul item, went past them, came upon the great battle. Yep, little skirmish along a street. I think we went up a ladder first. Yeah, I went up a ladder thinking there was a way to kind of just go, but I think you go up there if you just kind of want to avoid the battle down below. You just kind of climb the ladder, drop from the roof above. But I went up there thinking there was a way forward, but there wasn't, so just kind of... I was up there a bit longer than I need to. But we were up there, we sniped some of the giants down below. It cleared the way forward a bit. Picked up, I think, another soul item. There's a large shard on the ground. The building on the other side of the streets. Up a ladder where we were from one of the giant pyromancers. Then we picked up a great hero soul and a bonfire aesthetic. I think at that point our time was up. Got booted out of the memory. So we went back for a third time. Yep. Again, we just kind of ran past Drummond, dealt with the giants. Instead of going up the ladder, we just kind of ran across through the little battle on the streets. Opened up a chest. I forget what was in the chest. I don't quite remember what was in the chest, but we didn't. Yeah, so we kind of ran through the house to the back where we fought our elite giants. It was not as bad as I remembered. I remember them being pretty dangerous. Their swings would knock you over. They would do a lot of damage, but I think we didn't get knocked over because we had a decent amount of poise on us. I think we have almost 30 poise on us, which wasn't too bad. We also have some pretty good physical defenses, so that probably helped. And so we just kind of used Dark Fog to poison them, Dark Orb to kind of deal some damage down, and we just kind of meleeed after that. But so took care of him, grabbed another soul item, and then we interacted with the giant corpse in the doorway, where we got our third giant soul. Number 3. Oh, there's the petrified something was in the chest in the little street. Yeah, so now we have our third giant soul, which means that the Ashen Mist Heart not only puts you into the memories of these beings, but also throws you back in time. It's like a little time travel. It's kind of weird. It's almost like you use the memories to kind of plant yourself in a particular time period, where you just kind of run through for a few minutes and just like zip back out. No, it's kind of weird. Either it's time travel or we're reliving memories that we already experienced. It's, I don't know. Because in Dark Souls 2, your character forgot her path, or forgot their past. So we don't know what we were before. For all we know, we could have been there during the War of the Giants. Could have been there, trying to scrounge up stuff as like scavengers. Could have probably gotten all that stuff. I don't know. It's odd. I'll just say it the least. It's just odd. I'm more of the opinion that it's like a time travel mechanic, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, so we grabbed our third giant soul. Yep. And then after that, we went to the Iron Keep to turn in the petrified egg. And then we joined the Dragon Remnant Covenant. Yep. Then we came back here, and that was it. Yep, and that was it. Did Swords of Navlaan's little assassination line, one of the Giant's memories, talked with the king, and became a Dragon Remnant. Yeah, all in a day's work. Yep. And next episode would be the other Giant's memory in the fort, and then we'll take on, well, it'll be there's 2 more Giant memories. We'll do those next episode, and hopefully we should have all the Giant souls, and then after that we'll go down to King Vendrick and deal with him. He's probably going to be a pain in the butt, but hopefully with 5 Giant souls he shouldn't be too hard. But he can still hit pretty hard, so that's not going to be fun. Yep. Because the second Giant memory should have Benhart. I think Benhart would be in there. And if we did it right, he should give us the stuff. But yeah, the second memory that we're going to do is going to be a bit more involved than the first. It's going to have like a Pharaoh's Lockstone, a little secret drop down, and there's a bit more involved in the second memory. So we're probably going to go through it a few more times than the first one here, but I will try to get everything. Yep. And then the last memory will contain the Giant Lord's boss fight, and by fighting him, we'll get the Giant Kinship key item, and at that point, Nishandra will show up at the final boss room. Yeah. So at that point, we can complete the base game, but I'm actually going to hold off after that. Yeah, so... Yeah. Once we deal with the Giant Lord, once we have 5 Giant souls, again we'll go take Vendrick, and then we'll get his stuff, and then we can go talk to Vendrick again. Yeah, a whole bunch of stuff. But again, that is for another episode, and I thank you all for watching, and I see you all next time.